As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White Smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Hey, good news, we figured out who triggered the alarm. Now, there was a thief involved, but this is not your typical story. Teams from a security group in South Africa responded to a home where a panic alarm had been triggered by a monkey that had stolen the homeowner's security remote. The security company posted on social media that under the impression that the client must have been under distress, several units were immediately dispatched to the home. Upon the first team's arrival, the client informed them that a monkey had gotten to the home and grabbed a remote containing the panic button. They added, in an unusual turn of events, the client opted not to have our teams chase down the monkey and let him get away with the loot. Meanwhile, in Scotchtown, New York, they thought it was an old baseball. It was not an old baseball. It was a tooth of a mastodon. Dr. Harris was going about his business. In walks a married couple. They're carrying a cardboard box. They were excited to open it and show Dr. Harris what was inside. Harris is an archaeologist and says more often than not, it's just a weird rock. You disappoint people because they thought it was something really cool and it's not. And they opened the box and it was 2 yellow teeth from a mastodon. Dr. Harris was quite excited. He said, I was crazy excited. It was the same old school excitement I felt when I got into this field in the first place. The couple discovered the mastodon jaw when something was poking out of the grass in their backyard. At first they thought it was a baseball. Not a baseball. The mastodon went extinct in North America about 10,000 years ago. Pretty cool. Well, not for the mastodon, you know what I mean. Cool story. You know what I'm trying to say. Look, I didn't kill the mastodon. Leave me alone. The world's largest hornet, dubbed the murder hornet. Bad news for them. They're not going to like today's episode at all. Neither are the mastodon. The murder hornets have been eradicated in the U.S. 5 years after being spotted for the first time in Washington State. Sven Spickiger is a pest program manager at the Washington State Department of Agriculture, and in a news conference he said, I got to tell you, as an entomologist, I've been doing this for over 25 years now. It's a rare day when the humans actually get to win one against the insects. Murder hornets can be 2 inches long. They gained attention in 2013 when they killed 42 people in China and seriously injured over 1,600. Scientists will remain on the lookout, despite reporting the eradication. Meanwhile, the British Coast Guard have responded to a person-shaped object in the water. You would assume the person-shaped object would be a person. Nope, it was a training dummy. The HM Coast Guard Fleetwood said a crew was called out to Cove Cafe, where a witness reported seeing something human-like in the water. Coast Guard showed up. They said the object was suspiciously person-shaped, but clearly not a person. Upon closer inspection of a video taken by the informant, we immediately recognized it as the type of dummy used for man-overboard drills. The Coast Guard did retrieve the fake victim to prevent the dummy from causing more concern and confusion as it drifted up the shoreline. White Smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 Good News Stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
And good news for a bull elk. Wildlife officials and several climbers rescued the bull elk by lowering it down a cliff after the bull elk had become entangled in a rope at a popular ice climbing area in Colorado. Some ice climbers had found the elk. A biologist darted the elk with a tranquilizer and covered part of its head with a ski mask to protect its eyes during the rescue. The team cut the rope away from the elk's antlers and then had to find a way to get the 700-pound elk down from the climbing wall. That's when the ice climbers helped. They helped the wildlife officers rig a system that used 2 ropes, one under the elk's chest and another along its antlers, to lower it to the base of the root. Once the elk was on level ground, the wildlife team reversed the effects of the tranquilizer, and about 12 minutes later, the elk woke up and ran away. Apparently, elk sometimes get their antlers entangled in man-made hazards such as clotheslines, fencing, and hammocks. Happy the elk got out of this one. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. Again, unless you're a murder hornet and possibly a mastodon, sorry guys. Everybody else, have a great day.